Hello, everyone. Here's your daily dose of prophecy for December 17th, 2024. Today, we're looking at mysterious drone swarms in the East, a tragic shooting at a Christian school in Wisconsin, and the prophetic theme that links them. Starting in November, residents in New Jersey began reporting strange lights in the sky. Not just one or two, mind you, but literally dozens. Over time, the working assumption by the affected residents became that these are drone sightings. Whatever they are, they've become a real problem. First, many of these sightings have happened over U.S. military facilities with advanced radar and detection systems. Yet our government and military officials have flatly refused responsibility for them. Instead, local, state, and federal agencies have all claimed to be unaware of their purpose, origin, or even their exact nature. At the same time, officials from Homeland Security and the FBI have said that there is no evidence the drones pose a national security or public safety threat, or that they have a foreign nexus. That's interesting, considering that the supposed drones have already forced at least one major airport closing in New York. And the problem is spreading, with new sightings being reported almost daily in New Jersey, New York, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and now Georgia. The bottom line is that federal statements about there not being a safety or security concern are completely contradictory to statements that the nature, purpose, and origin of the drones flying through sovereign U.S. airspace is unknown. And since this has now been going on for about a month, claims of government ignorance regarding these drones is both reprehensible and inexcusable. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, a community is in shock after a fatal shooting at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. A teacher and a student lost their lives, and 6 others were injured in the incident. Likewise, the shooter, also a student at the school, was discovered dead at the scene, presumably from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But how could this sad and unfortunate incident possibly be related to the aforementioned drone sightings? Consider this. The identity of the shooter is absolutely known, both by the school and by police. Yet officials and media reports all flatly refuse to release the individual's name. Instead, they simply state that the shooter was a 17-year-old female student. What's more, special briefings have been given both to the media and to the public, asking that any information regarding the shooter not coming from official sources be ignored and discounted as misinformation. That's a strange amount of effort to contain information on a crime of this nature, horrific as it may be. But, of course, this is the age of social media. The suspect's supposed identity is already in the wild. As it turns out, several sources claim that the shooter was a trans individual, which would explain the emphasis on female in the official report. Incidentally, none of the reports I've seen have given genders for any of the victims. Also of note, a social media account on X, believed to belong to the shooter, links to an anti-male, anti-patriarchy manifesto that calls for the brutal killing of all men. Even though the police and news outlets are aware of this information, they refuse to clarify, as they work out how best to control the narrative. I'd also like to point out that months after the fact, we still have no further news regarding the first assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and the multitude of security failures that led up to the attempt in the first place. This, of course, after we were assured that a thorough investigation of the facts would take place. The entire scenario has basically been swept under the rug in the hopes that the American people would simply forget to keep asking. So what do all of these events prophetically have in common? Deception, deception, deception. Jesus warned that the end times would be characterized by deception. And here we are. We've reached a point in history when it is almost impossible to know what to believe. We clearly cannot trust our news organizations, and from the incidents we've discussed, our government officials are equally untrustworthy. So where do we turn? To the one whose very name is faithful and true. In an age full of lies, confusion, and intentional misinformation, we must turn to the only reliable source of truth, the Word of God. That, in turn, will point us to the Word made flesh, Jesus Christ. As it says in the book of John, And as many as received him, to them he gave the power to become the sons of God, even to those who believe in his name. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow with your next Daily Dose of Prophecy.